Should you watch the new Jujutsu Kaisen movie? Yes, let me tell you why. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a prequel film to the best-selling anime of 2022 thus far. The story focuses on an isolated high school student called Yuta Okotsu who is being cursed by a special grade cursed spirit of his late girlfriend Rika Orimoto. In my eyes, this thing was absolutely amazing, and here are the 3 key aspects that led to its success. Numero uno, the consistent storytelling. The main question on every newcomer's mind: do you need to watch the anime or read the manga in order to enjoy this movie? Thankfully, no. The film does a spectacular job of setting up the students that we all know and love from Jujutsu High and intertwining their destinies with the newly appointed first-year student called Yuta. The JJK anime and the manga are both well known for fleshing out their characters in unique ways that makes everybody feel distinct and have their own character arc progression as the overall story moves along. This is exactly the reason that you feel attached to characters like Gojo, Fushiguro, Yuji, and Nobara in powerful yet unique ways. Honestly, I didn't even know how I was gonna feel with having a new protagonist entering the scene because I didn't know jack shit about Yuta Okotsu before getting to the theater. Thankfully, in this case, the movie does a fantastic job at setting up a strong camaraderie between the first-year students and Yuta as he starts to become a sorcerer. It's a different approach to the story that we all know and love, basically providing a new premise to everything that we're seeing on the anime and the manga side, while also connecting the universe in the best way possible. It just feels genuine. Moving on to numero dos, of course, we got the animation. You know exactly what we're going to get from the giants working over at Studio Mappa. Fast-paced, beautifully choreographed, and trend-setting animation for every single scene. Just like in the anime, the animation serves to accentuate the story. It's not the main course, which is exactly what I was looking for. I did feel like the battle scenes had a lot more emphasis animation-wise than some of the conversations that had more emotional depth into them, but I mean, that's not a drawback, that was to be expected. Nevertheless, one of the few things that actually shocked me about this project is the fact that how much they push the PG-13 rating. We already know from the source material that JJK is heavily inspired by some intense and even graphic horror elements, and they did not shy away from putting all of that into this project, and they were basically towing the line between the PG-13 and the R rating. Brass tacks, this means that they were not pulling back in terms of the horrors and the brutality of what being haunted by a cursed spirit actually means, and the casualties that can have when it comes to civilians. This was surprising not because it happened, but because the biggest comparison right now that we have is Demon Slayer Mugen Train, which was R-rated, and this is PG-13. Put it in terms that you and all of my Latino friends are gonna understand. This is exactly the type of movie that all of your abuelitas would not let you watch with your friends when you were a kid. Finally, numero tres, we got the brilliant character progression, baby. The most important thing that this movie brought to the table is the strong connection that this movie forges between the early days of these characters and the current state of the anime. Best example that I can think of is discovering the strong connection that exists between everybody's favorite sorcerer, Satoru Gojo, and the enigmatic villain, Suguro Geto. Up until this point in the anime, Geto is simply just this enigmatic, powerful villain that we know that we're gonna see at some point later in the story. And it is through this movie that we realize what his motivations are and the strong connection that he has to Gojo because he was his one and only best friend. Intertwining that very important motivational story with Gojo's journey to becoming a better teacher while teaching Yuta and then teaching Yuji is a masterclass in story progression and scripting. Overall, I'm just glad that this was not a throwaway movie just trying to make a quick buck off of the success of the anime. They clearly had a vision of how to integrate this very important new main character that will be an integral part to Yuji's story later down the line. This bad boy had action, drama, humor, romance, and everything in between, which makes it a must-watch for any anime fan, especially if you're keen on reading the manga or watching the Jujutsu Kaisen anime. As a cohesive story, do I like this a little bit more than Mugen Train? I still don't know, but it is definitely up there insofar as successful anime to movie adaptations, which is why I'm giving it a solid 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna go to the theater later tonight to watch it again and give you a full breakdown of all of the Easter eggs and references that I can find to the anime and the manga. So if you want to stick around to see that video, make sure to like this one, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell icon so you can get an instant notification whenever I post that video. But that is all it from me, homie, so remember to crack a smile, just ride the wave, and I'll see you on the next one.